What's going on, Q Crew? Y'all already know I'm your host, Suave Q, aka the Q Pill. You guys are tuning in for another dosage of Q Pill. And in this dosage right here, Boston Celtics head coach Ime Udoka allegedly accused of having an intimate relationship with a female staffer within the Boston Celtics organization. But before we react to it, make sure you guys hit that like, share, subscribe button, turn on your notifications, share this content with your family, your friends, your peers, your colleagues. Let them get a dose of the Q Pill as well. Let's get a dose of this shit. Now, first, just let me say, I'm not a big advocate of all this diversity and inclusive bullshit where we're bringing these female coaches into male professional athletic organizations and spaces, putting them in the locker rooms, all this other bullshit, trying to carry out this politically correct propagated idea that women can do whatever men can do, because there are a lot of qualified men who can do these jobs and they don't need to hire women. And then you have instances like this where this type of shit, sexual relations, are bound to occur. Why? Because first and foremost, men and women are animals. We have a primitive visceral urge to copulate and reproduce. The same part of the brain that regulates hunger, thirst, and the need to sleep regulates sex drive. It regulates libido. And when you put two individuals in close proximity, which is the most significant factor in attraction, they're constantly exposed to one another within the workplace, working together, sharing ideas, looking at each other, some sexual attraction is going to develop. I mean, the population didn't just become 7 billion with people having sex with only people that they should have sex with in places and at times that they should only have sex. No, there was a lot of casual sex going on, a lot of infidelity, and a lot of people having sex in places that they shouldn't at times that they shouldn't. And this is an example of that. So this should come as no surprise. I mean, there's this whole city I stay in right now, and it's not far-fetched for me to speculate that there's a lot of sexual relations and sexual advancements currently going on in the workplace between men in positions of power and their subordinate females, whether women that work under them, work for them, secretaries work with them, whatever. On that lunch break, on those 15-minute breaks, conversations are happening. Romantic interest is developing. Because we're humans, we can't help it. We can't help not to mix business and pleasure because we're subordinate to those emotional desires that we experience when we see somebody that we typically like or are attracted to. It's inevitable. Men and women both think about sex. And when we see an individual that we find attractive, we're much more likely to think about sex because that individual in our sight is who we're thinking about smashing. We all can attest to that. We've all been in the workplace. We've all seen employees, co-workers that we like or find attractive that we would love to smash or have smashed or made sexual advances towards. This goes on all the time. There's a fake city behind me right here in this backdrop, and I guarantee that there's even some sexual advancements going on in these workplaces in these tall buildings as well. There's probably some CEOs fucking their secretaries right now. But this is what you get. So Boston Celtics head coach Ime Udoka, that's him right there. See, this is by Bleacher Report. Ime Udoka had improper, intimate, and consensual relationship with a female member of the Celtics staff. That female member of the Celtics staff is right here. Allegedly. I'm going to say allegedly, but she's the only female worker on the Celtics staff, so I have to assume that it's her. Allison Feaster. She's a married woman. If you go on her Instagram page, you can see that, she has pictures of her husband and her family. Her husband, by the way, who is not as attractive as Ime Udoka. Interesting point, because women typically cheat with men that they find more attractive than their current spouse or boyfriend. But this is her. She's the VP of basketball operations, I believe, within the organization. And don't know how it happened. Doesn't matter. She's attractive. Ime Udoka's attractive. She's a little bit younger than Nia Long. They work together. They're constantly exposed to one another. No telling what type of conversations they had, but obviously they had conversations about smashing one another because that's what they ended up doing, and the relationship was consensual, meaning they agreed to it. And it was intimate. For all we know, they was fucking upstairs in the little overlook that overlooks the practice court. For all we know. Shit like this happens. This is reality. This is human nature. But what was really making my balls itch, what really got me irritated, was the tweets that I seen, the outrage that I seen on Twitter coming from simps about him cheating on Nia Long. Now, I want y'all to take a look at these tweets, and we're going to break them down. Let's get her off. Let's take a look at some of these tweets. Ime Udoka can't be serious right now. He cheated on Nia Long. First year as Celtics head coach, too. Talk about fumbling the bag. Okay, well, the first thing is, I don't know what bag he fumbled because he makes more money than Nia Long, and her sexual market value is not what it used to be. Let's face it, she's 51 years old. She's not in her prime. She's not the Nia Long from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. She's not the Nia Long from Boys in the Hood. She's not the Nia Long from, what other movies did she play in? Friday. She was gorgeous in Friday. She's not that Nia Long anymore. That Nia Long is long gone. This woman is 51 years old. This is prehistoric Nia Long. She's almost a fossil. And you have men still simping and pandering over her because of her name and how she used to look. Now, let's understand that this is an empathy gap. These are men who could never attract Nia Long or a woman like Nia Long in real life. So they don't understand. A lot of times we place more value on people from the outside looking in because we don't know what it's like to have it. But let's remember, Nia Long is human and Ime Udoka is human, and we have no idea how much conflict they have in his relationship. The same Nia Long that these guys look at and see is not the same Nia Long that he looks at and sees, because he gets to experience her and elements of her that we have not seen or been exposed to. She probably gets on his nerves sometimes. She probably irritates him and annoys him. They fuss, they fight, they have arguments. All things that could be significant motivators in why he was even driven to this other woman to begin with. And they don't understand that. We just see simps. Oh, no, he couldn't cheat on Nia Long. That's Nia Long. Because they could never have Nia Long themselves in real life. I don't think people are really emphasizing how insane this is that Ime Udoka did this when he had Nia Long at home. That is so insane. What does that mean? What does having a fine woman at home mean? You don't see other women? Just because you already have an attractive woman or a woman that people know to be attractive doesn't mean she's the only woman walking earth that you notice. You still notice other attractive women. That logic never made sense to me. You still notice other attractive women regardless of how attractive your girl is. And men have a desire for multiple women. This is cross culture. Every culture shows that men desire multiple women, which means we see other women, which means we could have the baddest bitch in the land. We're still going to be drawn to other women when we step outside our house. Out of sight, out of mind sometimes, especially if we ain't in love. Ime Udoka has lost his goddamn mind cheating on Nia Long. Lock him up. I mean, again, these are simps. They don't know any better. They would never cheat on Nia Long as far as they're concerned, because they don't know what it's like to have a Nia Long. So they value a Nia Long in ways that people who can get Nia Long and are attract Nia Longs don't necessarily do, because they know, this is every day. I attract women like this all the time. Damn it, Ime Udoka, you got Nia Long and you know what? Never mind. Ime Udoka is 45 years old. 45. And you still cheating? You cheated on Nia Long at that, of all people, and lost the NBA Finals too. Don't think I've seen somebody fumble this much in life this quick. Oh, so now there are age restrictions on cheating. 45-year-olds don't cheat. Cheating is age restricted. There are parameters on cheating in terms of age. Men of all ages cheat. Men in power cheat. Men who have status cheat. Men who are exposed to beautiful women, who beautiful women take interest, cheat, regardless of who their girlfriend is and regardless of how old they are. If they can still get it up, they still think they have game and they still like beautiful women, that motherfucker gonna cheat. It's simple. And then of Nia Long of all people. See, that's what I don't understand. Why they putting all this value on Nia Long, like Nia Long is the most beautiful woman in the world. Like she's not 51 years old. Like she's not 6 years older than him. Like she's not built the same way that she used to be. Do they not understand Nia Long has hit the wall? The Nia Long we once knew was long gone. That's what I don't get. See, this is why humans are irrational to me. But it's entertaining nonetheless. And like I said, I'm not here to talk about whether it's right or wrong what he did. We're just here to point out an example of how this type of shit goes on in the workplace and how human nature will always reign supreme no matter how many principles or laws or rules we try to put in place to mitigate or eliminate what it is that we have natural desires for, we have natural proclivities to do. You can't rid humans of nature, the very nature that drives our species, with sex being one of the four pillars, because we need it. And I don't mean we need sex, but I mean we have it. In order for survival, we need to have it in order for survival, in order for reproduction. And a lot of times that desire is so strong that it has us feeling like we actually need to have sex. Think about how upset we get when we want sex from somebody that we've been having sex with and they don't want to have it. We act entitled. We get upset. We get mad. We get angry. It's like waking us up out of our sleep or being hangry or being hot. It makes us feel all kinds of ways. That's how important it is to us. And it's just interesting to see these type of things happen because they take place in these settings, because these type of things are inevitable. We have a visceral urge to develop romantic relationships, and we have a primitive desire to have sex that is never going to go away. That's only going to be amplified, especially the more we put these women in male organizations, trying to have these women coach men, trying to have these women in locker rooms with men. Men are going to make sexual advancements towards the women that they work with, especially if the woman is attractive. And the woman has to be attractive, because if you want attention, if you want press, then you have to have an attractive woman, which is why you see these attractive female mediators on shows like First Take, Skip and Shannon. You have to have an attractive female on duty, and that's why you see the NBA, ESPN has hired all these attractive women. Malika Andrews. These are for press. This is for attention. Y'all think these players, when they get interviewed by these women, they're not thinking about how attractive these women are? Y'all don't think they talking about how much they would like to smash these women? How much they would like to copulate with these women? How much they would like to engage in coital activity with these women? How much they would like to perform cunnilingus on these women? They doing it. You know it because you think it yourself. Unattractive people don't go unnoticed by anybody under any circumstances, in any setting. We notice how attractive people are. The thought crosses our mind, both men and women. That's what I'm doing here. I'm pointing out that this shit happens, and it's actually more natural and more prevalent than you guys would assume. But that's all I had to say on this episode. Make sure you guys hit that like, share, and subscribe button. As I said, share this content with your family, your friends, your colleagues, your peers. I appreciate y'all tuning in to Q Pill. I'm Suave Q, aka the Q Pill. I'll catch y'all on the next dosage. Over and out.